Hello, Teacher Amanda here. Today I want to give new VIPKID teachers a little tip that has helped me tremendously in cutting down on my prep time for my classes every day. My tip is to make a 3x5 index card for every class you teach. Here's my deck. That's a lot of classes. First, I want to explain what in the world does this code mean? I know when I first started, I was trying to figure it out, and I finally did after a while. After I put my deck together and I thought, oh, I see the pattern. So let me explain. L3 is level 3. That's the level. Then U2 is unit 2. It's the second unit in level 3. How many units are in a level? There are 12. So 12 units in a level. Now, learning cycle 2. That's what the LC2 is. Learning cycle 2. I was kind of confused with that, but it's not bad. The units are split into 2 learning cycles. Learning cycle 1 are lessons 1 through 6. 6 is your assessment. This assessment does not have a project due. You can explain the project in lesson 6, especially if you have extra time because they fly through the lesson or through the assessment. But no project is due for lesson 6. Now, learning cycle 2 are lessons 7 through 12. And lesson 12 is a unit assessment. That is the big assessment for the whole unit, and the project is due. And the student will hopefully have a project to present to you. And this you've gone over several times in lessons 5, 6, 11. Those are the lessons that you talk about. Hey, you have a project due. Let's talk about it. So that's what learning cycle means. Learning cycle 1 is 1 through 6 in the unit, and then learning cycle 2 is 7 through 12. And at the end of each, 6 and 12 are the unit assessments. So hopefully that clears that up. Now, the last number, obviously, is the lesson. This is the 7th lesson in unit 2. So I put this code on here so that I can put these in order very easily. Let me tell you, what do I put on my card? So on Saturdays, because I only work Monday through Friday, so usually on Saturday, I will quickly go through my next week's lessons. And I will see, okay, let me see. Do I have level 2, unit 1, learning cycle 1, 2? Yep, I have it. Cool. So I just leave it. If I don't have it, then I create a card. So today, for my lesson, I don't have this one. So I made this just now. And it is closed for the seasons. So I write the title at the top, and I write the code. And you'll notice I put key vocabulary. Where did I get this vocabulary? Well, when you click the PowerPoint to preview the materials in your teaching portal, this is right there on the side. And it has the vocabulary for the unit or for that lesson. So I write it. And then I put the target sentences. I just copy them. Now, you'll notice I've used 2 colors, and this is a tweak that I made. When I first started doing this, I wrote everything in the same color. And it's hard when you glance down because I prop it up on my laptop at the bottom in between the keys and the screen. And that top row of keys holds them up. So I can just glance down really quick. So in a different color, I find the sight words that are in that particular lesson. This is extremely helpful, having the sight words, because sometimes it's super small and I don't like, what are the sight words? Especially for the level 3 and up. A lot of times they ask, there'll be a chalkboard slide and it will say spell. And if you need to spell the sight words. And sometimes it just says spell the sight words and they don't put the sight words at the bottom. Most of the time they do, but sometimes they don't. And I'm like, what were the sight words? I don't remember. So this has saved me a lot by putting the sight words on here. And this is also good for if you have a student who gets through the class really quickly. It's always good. You can go to that blank slide and just have them spell it. Spell this sight word or spell this vocabulary word, whatever. Something, just a quick extension that you have right here, and you don't have to flip back and say, I think I remember one of them was this. Okay, so that's been helpful. I also have started putting some notes at the bottom saying, what topics are we going through? For instance, this one, we talk about seasons. So I put seasons. We talk about the phrase put on and present tense verbs. Got it. Okay. And then we talk about short E and long E with the bossy E. You'll notice in level 3, that's very, very common. Bossy E is like in every unit. So, but I have this on here so that I know. Now, once I teach it, I'll make additional notes. I'll write if it's a really, really long PowerPoint, and you really need to pick up your pace. So I've written on there, I just write long on there and circle it so I know, don't dilly-dally. You need to get through it. You can note what props you used. You could, if it doesn't fit on the front, put it on the back. And also, at the bottom, I put, you can sort of see it. It says 26 slides, no song. So I know on slide 26 is the goodbye slide. So slide 25 is my last teaching slide. And there is no song. Now, for this one that I'm teaching tomorrow, my VIPKID classroom, I have 22 slides. And you'll notice I jotted a little note. You'll see the 16. That slide 16 is the last slide that has teaching content. The rest of it is either a project or a song, because this has a song and a project. Sometimes I put the song name, sometimes I don't. Usually for the lower level, like level 2, unit 2, it's usually a quick goodbye song, which can be done quickly. Other times, like if you're happy and you know it, I'll write that. Or the dreaded, excuse me, the lovely 5 Little Monkeys song that goes on forever. Or you can shorten it. So I know that if we are breezing through, you know what? We can sing 5 Little Monkeys and we can sing all the verses. Or if we don't have a lot of time, 4 little monkeys fell off and bumped their head. There's no monkeys. Oh, so I look at that, and this has been really helpful so that I know when I need to land on that goodbye slide. And that has helped my timing tremendously. So the night before I teach, I flip through and I double check and make sure I didn't have any cancellations and a new student came in with something I haven't taught. It takes me a few minutes to click through the slides, get an idea, write everything down. It maybe takes me 3 minutes. It doesn't take very long at all. But now I pull out and I put them in order what I'm teaching the next day. So I have my stack of cards and I prop them up so that I have them and I can just glance down and I'm good. I know the vocabulary, target sentences, sight words, basically what we're doing in the slides. And if it's really, really long, or put extension on there, you can put on the back, you could put your props, or if you had room on the front. I also put the number of slides, when the goodbye slide is, if there is a project, and if there is a song. Now, this has helped me tremendously, and I hope it helps you too. And I keep them on a ring so I don't have to worry about losing them, my kids knocking them over. They've lasted. And this is levels 2 through 5. So granted, I mostly teach level 2 and level 3, so I have just a few 4 and I have maybe 2 or 3 level 5. So I have most of the level 2 and level 3 units done. There's a few lessons that I just haven't taught. Now, I do not make a card for the assessments. I keep the feedback in a notebook. And I also, obviously, I submit the feedback on the form. So I hope this helps and gives you an idea of how to organize your classes and to cut down on the prep time. I will give a disclaimer. It does take a lot when you first start because every single class is new. But I promise you, now I only write maybe 2 or 3 per week because I've already taught most of them. And it's helped a lot. And I can sleep in. That's a good thing. And I feel ready and it's my notes and I know what's going on. So I hope you enjoyed this tip. Goodbye.